Do you want us to do the intro?
I'm too scared to say anything.
All right. Okay, ready?
3,
2, 1. Welcome to
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Nah, all good.
Nah, you go. You guys go.
I'm
You guys go.
going to take away your Webby if you're not careful.
Welcome to Happy Wife, Happy Life, where we're Toni and Ryan. Play the intro music.
I'm Jordan. This is Kendahl. We're so happy to meet you today.
Yeah.
You've come from the AU.
Yeah.
Righto. We're here. Good eye.
G'day.
All right, that's this week's intro. Toni, Ryan, you're being a huge pain in the ass already,
Yeah.
but we're so glad
I'm
you're
allowed to
here.
fucking talk, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that...
I'm gonna cancel both of you, seriously.
Please.
You don't have that kind of power.
Want
Yeah.
to bet?
I
Yeah.
know you don't.
I've
okay?
canceled hundreds of people.
Who? Give
Name
me the
one.
top 3.
I can't.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson.
You did that.
Oh,
We were in
that
charge of
was
it.
not you. And also be like, oh, the easiest one. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I started it though.
Did he throw the phone at you?
That's Russell Crowe. You get them mixed
Oh,
up.
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Every time.
This happens every time.
People born in Australia and New Zealand only have one way of getting cancelled, and it's throwing phones. So that's
Yeah.
like our default move.
Wait, are
Russell
you guys?
Crowe is Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was British.
You said New Zealand and Australian. You guys feel a kinship?
Oh, but I think
I think there's an assumption that we're the same.
yeah, we get bundled together.
But you guys are
we
pretty
didn't
far.
do that. You did that.
We didn't
just
do
now.
No, whoa, I would
never.
I think
Well,
Russell
that.
Crowe's born in New
Ryan,
Zealand and then he
you
moved
do
to
that
Australia.
again.
Don't you turn on me. Jordan already yelled at me before we started.
She yelled
So
at me
can we
too.
start this
And
podcast?
tell-
I'm getting
tell them
angry.
How I've been.
Very good.
Sweet as pie.
Sweet as pie.
What kind of pie?
Apple.
In Australia, pies are like predominantly savoury, like
Delish.
beef pie, etc.
Okay.
And the other day, Ryan and I ate a lasagna pie, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
What was like the big American food you've been like? Wait, first of all, is this your first time in America? No.
No, very well travelled.
Okay.
Yeah.
We come and did a few meet and greets a year or so ago, and we discovered that half and half milk means half cream, and we almost moved here immediately.
Yeah. But then we were like, we would gain so much weight if we, because it's just like drinking straight cream like all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
You don't drink it like milk. You just put a little bit in your coffee.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no one
like,
said that. They just want to do
how
half and
much
half.
you-
Like, fuck yeah, let's get it on.
I'm like, oh my God, yum. Yeah.
So half and half is something different in Australia?
No, we just don't have it. We only have milk.
yeah.
You don't have cream in Australia?
Like it exists,
But
but
you would never have it.
put it in a drink.
Never.
Do you have types of milk though? You have like,
Yeah.
Almond,
Okay.
cashew, rice.
2%?
You know,
We're all the same.
is that high-low?
I don't know.
Sorry,
We just have milk. It's just milk. There's no percentages.
the cows are good though.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like
Yeah.
moo. Like, they love
Yeah,
it.
they love it.
California is kind of famous for
Oh, yeah. Happy
cows.
Do you guys know that?
California.
Yeah.
Do they say that?
Moo. Yeah, they're really people. The happy cows. People love the cows here.
It's like a famous campaign.
It might be fake,
Oh.
but they tell you, oh, the cows here are really happy.
Yeah, and just like all the chickens all happy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just happy on farms.
They've got all that space, hectares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you from California, both of you?
I would say I'm from. I'd say.
No, neither one of us are from here originally.
Okay,
but
you've both said exactly the
Okay.
opposite things.
So you kind of figure out what we mean.
Yeah.
I'm
This
from-
is like a hot double date.
Yeah. Wait.
I feel like we're flirting. Really, I'm like, this is the first time I've understood polyamory.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm
it
like,
does
wait a
feel like
second.
together we're all.
Yeah,
kind of
we're all
flirting.
really like vibing.
I'm from Northern California,
I don't know what that means.
But
I live in.
are you kidding me?
But what?
Kendahl was born in North Carolina.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
North Carolina
Oh.
until she was like 6.
Yeah,
You're like an adult who's like, yeah, I was blonde when I was a baby.
Yeah, exactly. And so she moved here when she was 6. I don't know why I'm having to explain this. You moved
Because
here
you
when you were
interrupted
6.
me. That was the first
You
time.
were not going to say this. Look at her. She says something and then she laughs into the camera.
Yeah.
She says,
my only ally.
This is like when you watch a true crime documentary and they show old footage of like,
Yeah.
did we miss the signs? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You've killed 20 people
Yeah.
and we're like, what were the signs?
Yeah.
Roll the Patreon clip, you know?
It's like we're just looking into the camera.
I've been in
over and
California my
laughing.
whole life. It cuts to the detective. She's from North Carolina.
Northern California is like near where San Francisco is.
Right.
So she's from like the rural part outside of San Francisco.
Okay. Toni recently moved about 8 minutes from the city and keeps saying she now lives in the country, and it fucks me off.
You do.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
fucks
Thank
you off.
you.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Fucks me up.
It's
Americans don't
annoying.
like
They don't like. They don't.
that like pissed me off, but it's like fucked
Fucks
me
me
off.
off.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
like that.
worse. Yeah.
What is the new place you live like? Is it rural feeling?
No.
Is it suburban?
Barely, not even suburban, eh?
Tony had to decide to get a lawnmower or scissors to cut the grass because it's that small.
Scissors?
It's that small.
It's not that small. That's actually really rude. I worked really hard to own that property.
What did you pick?
Lawnmower. I love stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
love
right here.
I love a gadget.
Yeah.
I love something that's going to make my life easier, but ultimately take up more room.
Do you want to be like a cowgirl? Like a like you know.
This is a leading question.
Okay.
Well, like you want to own. You want say you live out in the country. You want to live like on a farm. Like, would you ever want to own like cattle?
no.
Okay.
Not a happy
That's the
cow?
real
Thank you for
question
asking
you
that.
want to ask.
Have you ever ridden a horse?
And why do you want
Is
to
that
know,
just
Kendahl?
because you want to bring
love
up the fact that you're doing
that
horseback
I
riding
ride
lessons?
Yeah.
that I ride horses. Yeah.
This has become a horse podcast. Every
How
single
many lessons have you
episode.
done?
3.
Well, that's where you
Well-
and Tony are different because her new hobbies, if she gets to one lesson, that's probably more than
That's
average.
pretty good. That's pretty impressive.
Tony bought a stand-up paddleboard on a whim and didn't go for a very long time.
I've been twice.
Huge.
In how long?
Twice I've been.
Wait, so what city are you two from?
Melbourne in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's on the water.
Well, all
Most
cities
of
are
Australia
sort
is.
of in the water because as soon as you're not near the water, you're in the desert. And
Yeah.
that's not what you want. So,
So true.
it's not like a beachy town though. It just happens to have a place where you can stand up paddleboard if you wanted to.
If you want to. But now that I'm out in the country, obviously it's a bit harder.
Doesn't even make sense.
Accessibility.
Doesn't make sense anymore.
Accessibility purposes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about selling it on.
So I
if anybody's interested in buying a stand-up paddleboard,
Yeah.
gently used.
I'm interested.
I should have brought it with me.
yeah.
So
I'm just lucky.
I heard, because I think you're similar to me, Kendahl, in that
Yeah.
tell me, I heard recently about the vacuum cleaners. You just buy a new one when your one doesn't work.
Right.
Where do you guys stand with printers?
We've gone off. We're never buying one again.
We go
I'm
to the
done with them.
library.
I go to the
now
library
to print.
Wow.
That's
I'm a member of my community.
We love our library, and we have had so many printers. I got our most recent printer because we had them and they kept breaking. They never worked. And recently,
So you
I
buy
was
a new
just like-
printer?
yeah, of course.
and it's
so
cheaper to buy an
recently-
entire printer than it is to just buy ink.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And recently I was like, hey, does anyone just have a printer I can have on my Instagram close friend stories? And my friend Edgar
I didn't
said,
see that one, Papa.
yeah.
Oh.
It was only for people with printers that they were giving away.
Yeah, well, that's me. I was going to paddle it over.
And the stand-up paddleboard, yeah.
Bring them both. I've got the John, I'm coming. It's got the
Yeah.
printer.
But
Yeah,
we got a
didn't
free
see
printer
that.
and it's
Close friend
still
story,
broken. And so now we just go to the library.
Yeah.
I'm done with them. They've never any printer. You can get the highest gadget
They
one.
don't work.
Every time you go to print, it's like a big pop-up message being like, "We're
But
done."
they work the first time. So every time I've got
Yeah.
a university assignment, I've usually got a new printer at home. And that's where I stand on that, and I think that's fine. But
Are
The other
you
day,
in
though-
college?
yeah.
But no.
Yeah, I'm
like,
in college.
No.
I'm a young, skinny boy who's studying to better himself.
No, so Ryan's doing his masters of like his MBA.
Yeah.
Not the basketball masters.
Got it.
When I said I was doing an MBA for a long time, Tony was like, "Oh, he's a baller."
I'm
Cool.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I've seen the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And then, but so Ryan the other day, he's like printing something at our office, and then I went to print something. And there's no paper, and I was like, oh fuck, there's no printer. He's like, oh, I used last week the other day, and I was like, oh, did you buy any more? He's like, no.
My assignment has been handed in.
He's like, no, I didn't need any more paper, and I was like, okay.
Very like a person in the city who buys the ingredients for the dinner that night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You buy
it.
the paper.
Oh, yeah,
and go.
it's giving Paris.
Well,
it's giving
Yes.
France.
And I also want to know, I didn't use the printer at home because my computer doesn't talk to the one at home, and I don't use the one at uni because you need your student card. And
Who knows where that
None
is.
of my electronics connected the way other people's have.
Yeah.
Don't you
People
just
are
wonder
texting
how
on.
that's working?
you need to
How
get a
are people
child. See that
doing
guy down there? You need one of them. He's great.
He's
I
a
don't think we
techie.
have as much money as you guys do yet. How long have you been podcasting?
3.5 years.
Yeah.
But we earn Australian dollars, which is like nothing here.
Yeah.
Wow.
just like,
Sorry.
We went to Air One the other day. Is that what you say?
That's a good
Why?
one.
Yeah, we went there and it cost us like 300 Australian
Yeah.
dollars.
The food is awful. Did you like
No,
it or did
it's
you hate
not.
it?
no, it's delicious.
No, it's not. You
Jordan,
have
Can
bad-
I say
you have bad
something?
taste then.
I think you're saying that to seem interesting.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
yum.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Jordan,
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
Hating
no.
Air One is the equivalency
No.
of being like a guy's girl. Like you're like I'm.
That is rough.
Did you just call her a pick-me girl?
That's
Not.
Yeah.
It's
because
absolutely
what
not.
do you have?
Wow.
First of all, you've never been.
Mum and Mum are
I
fighting.
have.
Me and Tony's going to take off.
Leave. Both of you go back to Australia. No, I'm just like, people come to California. to LA, one of the culinary capitals of the world. You have food here from everywhere. You have people here from everywhere. Some of the best food in the world, some of the freshest produce in the world. Why would you go to Erewhon?
Because that's what Hailey Bieber has her smoothie. What else would you get?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Sorry, I
like
got
going
hungry.
to see when you go to a place, when you go to Chicago, you want to go to the Home Alone house. It's like, yeah, you could go other cool places.
Does she mean Chicago?
I believe that is
Yeah,
correct.
okay.
Well, we went to Chicago and we had deep dish pizza. We came to LA and we went to
And
Erewhon.
actually,
Erewhon.
because
They're not
it was
one-to-one.
actually because I got my period, and Ryan was like, "I'll get you a probiotic smoothie."
Thank God. And that
So it
stops
was
your
actually
period.
so
So,
sweet.
yeah.
Actually, and can I just send a shout out to the lovely Uber Eats delivery driver who, when she turned up with a case of Diet Coke and a pregnancy test, said, "Is
I hope
everything
everything's
okay?"
okay. Yeah.
And then looked at
the
me.
pregnancy test has no context to what I just said, but it's actually so fine.
Oh, I said that.
No, because I said my period,
Oh.
and that would be the opposite. Of
I was
being
like,
pregnant.
that's why I was-
different in Australia.
No, that's
get your
why I was
period, you might
confused
be
on the
pregnant.
day.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
this has
for
happened and it
sure.
might be this. And I was like, I think
Yeah.
I've learnt this wrong. And then me and Charles had to went, which one was it? And
guys, yeah.
it was neither. It was probably.
So you just put a pregnancy test inside you and called it a day? Just to
Instead
be
of a tampon.
safe. Yeah, just
Yeah,
to be
you
safe.
have to be
That's
safe,
luxury.
because you guys probably the same. You have to be testing and making sure.
We test all the time.
yeah.
Well, that's one thing. When you go to the doctor here, they're like, you got to take a pregnancy test. And I'm like, there's no
Very
reason.
slim
There's
chance.
no reason. If I'm pregnant, call the newspaper.
Like, call Jesus.
Well, you know,
Like-
one time I tried to get on an acne medication that they were like, well, if you get on this acne medication and you get pregnant, your kid's going to look really crazy.
Yeah.
And you were like,
And I was like,
well.
oh, it's okay. And they're like, no, you have to get on birth control because otherwise if you get pregnant, you know, so it's going to be really bad. I was like, I really don't, it's okay. I'm gay. It's not a big deal. They made me call every month while I was on the medication and vow to abstinence. I would have to go, my name is Kendahl Landreth and I'm taking a vow of abstinence.
Hey,
That is
Kendahl,
sickening.
how many dicks this month? 0 again. Cool. Thanks.
Yes.
doubt
and it was worth
it.
it. It was worth it. Look at my skin.
You look stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and
looking
not
amazing.
pregnant. So
You're absolutely beautiful.
You're
Yeah.
glowing like a pregnant woman would.
So beautiful. Okay, so this is a dating and relationship podcast, and I
Sure.
think right up top we should address that the two of you are not dating, right?
No.
I am married to my wonderful wife Bridget and have a 2-year-old daughter Mabel. And check out Tony's hand.
Oh.
Come on now. Come on.
Are you engaged?
Yeah,
As of
yeah.
a few weeks-
Congratulations.
a month.
Called him your boyfriend.
Oh, sorry. No, fiance, I guess. Yeah.
Isn't
yeah.
that an awkward word to say?
I don't like it.
I don't
it
like
makes
to
me
say
feel
that
like I'm
I'm
showing off.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? You can't show off.
It makes me feel like I'm being like, I hate Air One and my fiance agrees with me. Do you know what I mean? That's the vibes it gives me.
Yeah.
It feels
You guys
like
are
you're
never coming back
saying
to
like
California.
my lawyer, like my dad's a lawyer. It feels very,
Literally.
like my fiance.
Yeah. You don't have one? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's embarrassing. Yeah. No, so I don't
Yeah, but
call him that.
Tony and her fiance have been together for like 11 years. They've been doing it for 12. And we have been in a relationship the whole time we've done this podcast. But if you typed in at one stage Tony and Ryan into Google, the like predictive text is like,
Right.
Are
they
dating.
Yeah,
like,
are they together?
Yeah. And we would get things like all the time being like, it's actually so disrespectful to your partners that you act this way. And I was like, have you never had a friend before?
Literally, no. So many people
Like,
online
it's
have
so
never had a friend or
fucked.
relationship before. We'll get that all the time too. Kendall and I'll be like joking with each other, and they'll be like, "Can't believe you talk to your partner that way." I'm like, just admit that you're a loser.
Like,
I'm
you've
sorry,
never had
what,
fun.
you have no friends, you have no joking, no fun, you don't love anyone. It's so wild to me.
And I think it's also strange because, like, as a man and a woman, people are like, oh, they're fucking. I'm like, well, we're not. Like, it's actually fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with Ryan's wife. In fact, I knew Ryan's wife before I really knew him.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just, it's
so
so.
she couldn't do that to Bridget. So,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
And also, no,
sure.
no,
we don't do that.
No, we don't do that. We actually don't do that. I love
We
you
don't
so
do- I
much.
love you so much.
Love you
I
so
love
much.
you. I love you. I love you.
We don't do that.
I know we don't do that, but I would.
And this is the thing. You can want to fuck your friends.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's so fine.
Yes.
Is that different in Australia? Is it more like fucking your friends in Australia? Because I've been on a kick of reading this Australian romance author,
Oh my God.
Who is it?
Ruby Landers.
Oh,
it's
no.
gay stuff.
Oh, hot.
And they're all fucking their friends. So I thought maybe
Well,
that's how
that's
you guys
cool.
do it.
Well, when you said we're going to discuss dating in Australia is you fuck someone a bunch and then you go, they're actually kind of cool. I don't know if many people go on dates.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true across all sexualities?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm the authority on that, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
It's like
an
hook
ally.
up first.
I get it.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, when I first saw you two a million years ago on TikTok, seeing your clips because they're all so funny, and I would always watch them and like them, I was
you.
like, they are dating, but they're also both gay, is what it
Thank
felt
you
like.
so much.
Do you know what I
actually
mean?
really appreciate
In my mind, I was
that.
like, they're two homosexuals, but they're dating.
I know you
That's
guys would
hot.
love to see dick pics, so if you want to check out my DMs, the whole gay community thinks I'm gay and just like loves to send me stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do
and-
you feel about that? Flattered or upset?
Very flattered. Very
nice.
flattered.
The other day I was at a Russian bathhouse in New York City.
Good.
Yes,
Sure.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I went to go for the massage and I said like to the woman, I was like, oh, when is the lady who's doing my massage coming? She goes, oh, you don't like boys? And was like so offended.
And then what did she accuse you of?
And she just thought I was a lesbian, but then she just like looked at me and she was like, ugh.
Because heaven
And
forbid a
looked
man
away.
would touch her.
Yeah, I know. And I was just like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
She was shocked that you didn't want a male masseuse.
Yeah.
I will say this track. So recently I went to a spa with my best friend Lily. And first of
Okay,
all,
again.
sorry.
Yeah.
You're my second best friend. No, so we went to this spa. And first of all, we get there and there's a sign that's like bathing suits optional. I was like, oh, was I supposed to bring a bathing suit? She was like, no, literally no one wears a bathing suit. We go inside, everyone's wearing a bathing suit except for her and I. We have no bathing suits.
Hang on, I need more context. So is
Sure.
this like in the like plunge pool area or like the sweat room or for the massages?
It's all of it. Not the massages, but like everything else. Like the plunge pool and the steam room and everything. They're all in this like one big space.
and you were not wearing a bathing suit.
And her and I are fully nude.
That is the hottest thing I've ever heard. If
my
someone
God.
told me I had to
Thank
go
you.
somewhere naked, I would literally throw up and die.
Yes. Well,
Like I actually would just stay home, lock my doors, and eat my own house cake.
Yeah.
everyone.
Can you imagine, Ryan, if we went somewhere and you're like, oh, and you just have to be naked? I'd be like, see ya.
No.
Is there not a nudity?
Absolutely not.
The thing was, you didn't have to be naked, and most people chose not to be.
Oh, great.
But we were already there and did not have swimsuits and did not know, so we just had to do the whole thing naked. But
Was it
would've
liberating?
left.
Or
Why
was it
didn't you
terrible? Yeah,
leave?
how did
because she was like paying for it for me for my birthday, so I was like, "What am I gonna? I can't leave." And we're both naked. It feels like solidarity, whatever. Like,
true.
But are you pumped and excited or are you like
Yeah,
terrified?
do you feel hot about yourself?
I felt neutral. I was just like,
That
it is what it is.
So cool.
I
I would
was like,
literally have
whatever.
depression.
Yeah.
No, I
More
was like,
than normal.
It's fine.
Thank you for clarifying.
I also
I was like,
I'm-
wait.
yeah, I was probably like, I'm the only gay person here. I don't think anyone's like looking at me.
Wow, I'm shocked you're the only. I'm always trying to get naked.
Yeah.
Like since I was a kid.
Is this an American thing?
No.
I feel like, well, the way you guys are talking about nudity, I'm like, maybe it is. Because to me, as a kid, there was a problem where I would get out of the bath and I would sprint out the front door naked, run down the street.
She still does that.
And I feel like as an adult, then I grew up in a community that had a lot of nudists. I don't know if nudists happen in Australia. A lot of nudist colonies where I grew up. And so it just was a little more normal for me. And now I'm like, let's get out of these clothes, guys. It's so
Is
expensive.
this happening now?
Is this one of those
them off.
podcasts where they take a break and
Take
fight?
them off.
By the
Yeah.
end, they're all naked.
They
Yeah,
fucking
everyone
come
a
back
robe.
after the break and they like debrief.
Is that a podcast?
Let's
Yeah.
do that now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sometimes I just have this, one of those moments where you're like, what are we doing? We have these malls and all these stores and just to cover up we all
Beautiful
have the same
bodies.
bodies. Let's just take it off. Unless you live in like a cold climate. But
Sure.
when I'm
Oh,
in,
no, see, I look better naked if I'm cold.
Yeah.
course.
It just tightens everything
Hard
up.
nipples.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
Oh.
rock hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, though, was when it's good that we covered that. It's good that we covered that. I just want to circle back because I was going to say, then when it came to the massage part, you put a robe on and you go wait in a waiting room with like everyone. And I could not believe how many women were so excited and familiar with and to see their male masseuse. I selected to have a female masseuse because I'm like,
Of course.
why would I ever?
You should have asked me about
needs
that.
to be- sorry, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to cheat. No, I would just want like an old woman, like that has just the calluses of 100 years on her hands,
Yeah.
like rubbing every single knot out of my body.
Yeah.
I don't want a young guy. Ugh, no, nasty.
I want to feel life experience being pushed into me.
yes,
So
and
the
wisdom.
knowledge is
But-
coming through.
Yeah.
So many women were there, and then they would come out, and there would be a man that looked like Fabio, and he would come out, and they'd be like, oh, "Michael, so good to see you," and he'd like put his hand on the small of their back and like guide them into the
no.
massage room.
You can't
And I
put a
was like,
hand on the small of the back. That is cheating. I think that's worse than anal.
Of a naked back as well.
yeah, oh,
wow.
too much.
That's very intimate.
It's sensual.
What is like if you, come on, it's about to be really good.
I'm excited.
in the U.S., I guess you haven't dated in the U.S., but do you feel like
Ryan has actually. He went to college in the US.
Where?
In St. Louis, the thriving metropolis.
Which one?
Wow.
Wash U?
Lindenwood in St. Charles.
Oh.
were you kind of
I've never
popular
heard
because
that.
of your accent?
Yeah, there was one other Australian on campus. So
Oh,
And
I'm
Ryan said,
sure
"Get the fuck off my
women
turf."
were lining up to suck the dick off your body with that accent in college. Are
Literally,
you kidding
yeah.
me?
So I've like never really smoked, but you go up to someone and say like, because you need an excuse to use the voice.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, have you got a lighter? And they're like, oh my God, are you from London? And you're like, oh, sort of. And then, but then never once did they go, oh, here you go. Because I would have been screwed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
never happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Do
You guys would be like that if you came to Australia.
That was
though.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, totally.
Do people like it?
My
You-
pussy's wet now.
Yeah. yeah.
What does it sound like? But when I hear other people, because I've watched those videos that are like, this is what Americans sound like to other people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound
This
good.
is what Americans sound like to other people.
Yes. So what about that is attractive?
Yeah, nothing.
Right.
No. But it just sounds like it's not really
Different.
the accent, it's the possibility.
It's the
Yeah.
concept.
It's the openness
exotic.
of the, yeah.
If you guys walked into a bar on, let's say, Sydney Road, Brunswick in Melbourne,
Oh my God.
they would just be
You would be in
say,
an
lay down on the
orgy.
table and they'd just be lining up to go down on you. Yeah. Yeah.
We have
Jordan,
to
please.
go.
Yeah.
I know. I please.
Okay.
I
Do you guys want to stay with me in the country?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
really do. Wow, that sounds really
We could do
fun.
it. We could do it like a live show with the four of us. Yeah. But everyone has to go down on these two because we promised that. Yeah.
Hey.
Sweet. Then
Oh
you can
my
be the hot,
God.
sexy foreigner.
Wow. That was
What
so
could I do?
cool.
You will be there.
Oh,
Oh.
We can have a crack as well. You can.
Yeah. Would you go down on us?
1,000%.
Really?
Oh my
No,
God,
but no
totally.
joke.
Oh,
We're not-
We're being
No.
serious.
No, I never
doesn't-
joke about cunnilingus.
But what I was going to say is, do you, and then we'll get back to that, because I do want to get back to that. Do you feel like dating in America is very different from Australia?
Well, we see a lot of dating because like all TV shows are American, so
Yeah.
I guess we just assume what happens.
We see
on
the
TV.
Hollywood version.
Yeah.
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 I think
yeah,
it's similar, because I think Americans are always trying to recreate. Like, that's what they learn
Totally.
dating on. So
Yeah.
they're like, that's how you date.
What American dating shows have y'all seen or are watching?
Well, I just love all reality TV.
Beautiful.
So if I've like watched The Hills and shit like that, I'm like, oh my God, that's what it's like. They're all rich, they're all beautiful, and all of their parents are super like famous, whatever.
Yeah. And not to age myself, but I grew up watching like Seinfeld and Friends and stuff, and that all those shows are based on like stories of, oh, I went out and had coffee with this girl and this is what happened and blah blah blah.
Yeah, like, is that happening? Because I don't think people are going out for coffee with a different person every episode in real life.
Yeah.
I actually do think that's really common. Like, I feel like
Really?
dating, it's like, you, especially with the apps now, because you're not, you're meeting up with a stranger. So it's like, oh, let's go grab coffee.
Break the ice a little bit. Daytime
Yeah.
date.
Yes,
Yeah.
a daytime date I feel like is very popular for a first date.
Charles, are you going on lots of dates? Charles is single.
Charles?
Are you?
Yeah.
We were in Hobart, which seems like a million miles from where we are right now.
So this is like Tasmania, which is like the little island at the bottom of Australia.
Okay.
I'd say the Alaska of Australia.
Okay.
And so we turn up and Charles is just like, "Tut, tut, 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 tut," and he's bringing people back to the work
Yeah.
Airbnb where
What
we
I
are
would
there
like
to
to add-
record.
What I would like to add actually is that I actually made a vlog, right, of our
Oh,
experience.
this is true, actually.
Someone saw Charles in the background of my vlog and they texted Charles and said, oh my God, you work for Tony Lodge. Plus, can we fuck tonight?
Yeah.
And he
they
said
went
yes to
through
both
the
questions.
McDonald's drive-through, right? They went to Macca's, had a hash brown, and then fucked in the car. Of
course.
And then he came home.
Now, Charles, can I ask you a question?
He's probably
you
dying.
don't have to answer it. You
Do. I'm your boss, so you do have to
Yeah.
answer.
But I'm not your boss, so I can't ask you. You're a gay man? I am not, no. You're straight?
That's very gay man behavior.
I'm shocked. Not
Treat your
Hang on.
women
Are you
better.
saying it's very gay man behavior to have sex with a girl in the back of a McDonald's drive-through?
well, in a way, yes.
Anytime I'm
But
with a gay
gay-
man,
when you said he went beep, 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 I said, oh, that's his grinder
Grinder.
going on.
No.
Grinder, no.
No.
He's
Anytime
got
I'm with a
huge
man,
popping off.
it could be Thanksgiving dinner. I'm with my mother. My gay friend is like, I'm just gonna go out and use a glory hole really fast. Like, God.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
It is wild. Like, there have been times when I've been shopping with friends and we're like in Midtown Manhattan and they're like, you're going to pop in Zara for a second? I'm going to pop over here for 1 second. I'll be right back. And then I am like, oh, where you went to the Hilton to use the bathroom or whatever? And then they're like, oh no, I went and had sex with a guy that I matched with on Grindr just now that lives in an apartment building above here. Like, that's great. You're doing that with women?
That's hot from you, Charles.
Yeah.
You rake.
Oh, you started working with us like a month ago. He used to.
That's really funny, Lord, because I would have assumed he'd worked for you for 10 years.
And you know why? Before us, Charles worked on Love Island, so he's gone, oh, this is how society works.
This is what's going on.
Yeah.
He's got the water bottle and everything.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with him. Okay, I understand.
Okay, pull up another chair.
Wow. Charles, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
The next episode.
Yeah. I'm literally gagged over that. I'm like, oh my, what? Like, are you giving everyone UTIs? What's going on?
I know.
So-
Charles, don't you dare give someone a UTI.
Yeah, not on work time.
And how dare you laugh? This is not funny.
Yeah.
You're in trouble now.
So Toni and I have both been in relationships for a very long time.
Sure.
And we like sometimes talk about like, oh, we've both got no game because, you know.
Oh my God.
And if we were on the
my
apps-
fiance died, I'd be fucked.
Yeah. And then
We'd never break up, but if he died.
And we've like, oh, instead of like going on a first date, can we just like skip to the 4th year when we just have given up and like, you know, it's all good and we can just watch
Right.
TV and sit? Because I don't like it leaving the house, you know.
Today's episode is sponsored by Quince. There's nothing like the first day of summer to remind you that everything you own is boring, clingy, or too hot for the temps. It's time to check out Quince.
Quince gets you amazing wardrobe staples at incredible prices. Everything is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands, and they work directly with top artisans and cut out the middleman, giving you all the luxury and none of the markup.
100% European linen shorts, dresses starting at just $30, luxe swimwear, and even Italian leather platform sandals. They have everything you need to look amazing on the beach, the boardwalk, or just in your backyard.
Recently, I got a vest from Quince, and honestly, you've probably seen it because I'm sure I've worn it on the podcast, but Jordan, tell them how cute it is.
It's really cute.
I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and the quality just feels so top-notch and comfortable.
On top of that, we've been using their bedding for years, and we're obsessed with how silky soft it is.
Quince only works with factories using safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, so you can look great, but also feel great about it.
Treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/wife for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
That's QUINCE.com/wife to get free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/wife.
Okay, let's get into it. Our fans who are so excited that you're on the podcast.
Wait, thank you.
They're so excited.
Do your fans have like a nickname? Like, do you have like a...
we
can make
call
someone
them.
what?
Wait, do you guys know what that is?
Yeah.
Do you know what that
Dutch seawall.
Is that an Australian term?
Yeah, but are we allowed to say that?
You're
Are we
not.
allowed to
It's a
say that?
pejorative
You're
term.
not. No. I
Ryan
don't-
the other day, he goes, no, we've reclaimed that. I said, they have.
I did say that.
I said,
did say that.
I said, they have.
It slipped out,
They
and I
have.
said, I think we've reclaimed that. And Charles was like, I'll be editing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
That
like,
is
they have.
so
And he was
funny.
like, hey, I love to learn.
I love that.
Ryan's like ally of the century.
But so just to confirm, we haven't reclaimed that. We're not saying that. You're saying
And we
that.
won't be editing this out.
Oh my God.
This is what I'll say. If I
Straight man on podcast.
No,
without-
listen,
Oh my
if you
God.
said it, honestly, I think it would make me laugh. But I think that in general, I would say probably only lesbians. So I just
Don't
I
have
was
to say
like,
just say yes or no, and then
no.
No. People are
Ryan,
saying
don't say
no.
it. Ryan, don't say it.
I'm so embarrassed.
Well, I just
I have a
You-
mortgage,
but
okay?
earlier,
Can you stop?
were we recording when you said you've cancelled hundreds of people?
Yeah.
Well, hundreds and one.
Yeah. No, I
my
kind of making a joke. We don't have a fun name for our fans. My joke was just that most of our fans are lesbians.
Love it.
Is there an Australian
Same.
name
But
for
then-
lesbians?
Yeah.
no.
No, just the same.
Just
Nothing.
lie.
Lesbians.
No fun little
I don't
terms?
think that there is. I mean, maybe there is, like, insularly.
Hold on,
But
I'm
not that
Googling
I
it.
could say.
I'm
Yeah,
Googling
you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah, we're just trying to get you
Yeah.
questions.
Even if there was, we wouldn't say it. It would be
Gotcha
Toni.
pod.
What do you call other minorities?
Yeah.
Australian terms for lesbians. Let's see.
Because I'm reading, so I've been reading these books, this Australian
Oh,
author.
yeah, the slutty ones, yeah.
The words they're saying, I'm not trying to be rude, but get over yourselves.
Like what?
Yeah.
These made up words that I don't even know. They'll just be like, he came over and the pipper was on the. I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's a dog. Like, I don't know. It's just random.
Her dog's
My
name's
dog's
Pippa.
name is Pippa. That's the weirdest.
The book's about her dog.
Was that Tony's autobiography?
That was really weird. Okay.
I was reading some gay adult fiction about Tony and her dog Pippa.
And what's wrong with that? No, they just say these random words where they're like, well, instead of soda, we say, and it's something that I'm like, you're just
Soft
making.
drink.
Soft drink.
Okay, well, that's not that crazy. you're just making stuff up at this
Sounds
point.
like you're making this
Yeah.
up. You don't have any
It does.
examples.
Yeah.
You've like 12 examples.
Yeah, first you're from
kind
California,
of-
now you're from North Carolina.
Yeah, you're
Get
going
your
to get a
story
taste for the
straight.
podcast. Kendall has never had one example in her life, so if you're hoping for that, you're not going to get it. I will say that the first thing Google tells me is that in Australia, scissoring is a term, but it is sometimes considered derogatory.
Do you not say scissoring?
We
Yeah,
do,
we
but it's
do,
not
but apparently in
derogatory.
Australia, it's derogatory.
Oh, I wouldn't have considered it derogatory. I
Let's ask the real lesbian.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't.
You have the most insight here.
Okay, let's get into what our fans sent in.
Please.
They wanted to know about Australia versus the US in terms of dating, love, and relationships. And our first question comes from someone who says, Toni and Ryan, are people more mean/judgmental in Australia or the US?
I reckon in Australia.
A more mean.
I think so.
Really?
The tall poppy thing.
What?
There's my
She's talking
example.
about. That's what she's talking about. What?
Like the
So,
puppy.
tall-
What? I don't know
that
what
was British
voice
accent.
is.
That was not Australian.
Oh,
that was not
hello,
Australian.
That was a tall poppy Pipper on the donkey.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The
was
North
that?
Carolina
That's different than how
Californian
you've been
speaks
talking.
British.
That's the same thing you've been saying.
Tall poppy syndrome is like the tallest poppy in the bunch gets cut off. So if people are like too successful, people like start turning on them and start judging them.
So it's
right?
like in Australia, it's like, yeah, big thing to like support people to a certain point, and then you go, whoa, too big for your boots, like calm the fuck down, and then
Yeah.
we just like cut them loose.
Have people been mean to you because you're successful?
No, we're at that nice
I
spot.
would-
We're not successful enough to be cut down.
Yeah, and I also don't think that we really are that like successful in that way.
No, but
Like
that was
that-
before
like-
I said that thing earlier. So maybe now's our time.
Shut the fuck up.
Who's an example of someone who was beloved but then became too successful and then people freaked?
That's a really good question. I think Rebel Wilson is a really good example.
Yeah.
We turned on her
doesn't
too
like-
here. We turned on her too
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, because
Wait.
she honestly, she was like Australia's sweetheart,
Yeah.
got pushed out all over the world and it was so exciting. And then she like moves to LA and everyone's like, ha ha, too good for us now.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then she loses weight and everyone's
That's
like,
when we
oh,
ditched
so
her.
you care about being skinny now and not being Australian. And then, you know.
Yeah.
When
so-
you say we, do you mean America? or
America.
we in-
When
I
she-
like her.
No.
We.
when she
speak
lost
for
the
my-
weight, America said no, thank you.
Interesting.
I
And
think
we do
that's
that a
kind
lot.
of a trend at the
do that a
moment.
lot.
Like people losing weight and people be like, oh, so all you care about is how you look. I'm like, well, you didn't like me when I was fat either.
Sure.
So
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And they've always done that though. Think of like Jonah Hill.
totally.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people
I
like
mean,
that.
he did some fuck stuff after that as well also.
Yeah.
But people were mad that he lost weight.
Totally.
Well, also every part Rebel Wilson played, they were like, her name is Fat Genevieve.
Fat Amy, yeah.
Yeah.
Fat Amy. Fat, when she was done, it's like,
You just make so much stuff up.
Yeah.
I
Have you ever
cannot
said a
trust a
word of
fucking
truth in your life?
Thing that comes out of your fucking mouth.
this is gonna haunt me because Jordan is gonna use this in an argument tomorrow. He's gonna say, other people
I
see
always
it too."
say, I'll be like, well, you know, you're a liar, so it's not. And then Kendall will be like, I'm not a liar. That hurts my feelings. And I'm like,
Charles, are you
I
seeing
don't
this?
think you're a bad person, but you do. Kendall tells a lot of white lies for a myriad of reasons. She can't remember. She doesn't
it's
want to
not a
have
white
to
lie. I don't
find
know
a
what
real
I'm
thing.
saying.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
she just
different-
lies about stuff, and I think that's fine. And I love her, but I'm like, just
We don't
own
do that
it,
in
queen.
Australia.
No white lies.
No, we don't.
Oh, come on.
No.
Just honesty.
That's a lie. I feel.
White lie right there.
Okay, wait. Let me hit you with some celebrities, and I want to know if Australians still like them or not.
Yep.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's Australian. I didn't even know
Love.
that.
And he's now dating
With
Sutton Foster.
I know.
Oh,
I
I
know.
would watch that sex tape.
Oh, I'm sad though. I loved him and his old wife. I thought that was awesome.
His old wife.
Yeah,
Like
old
his
wife.
former wife.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
Poor-
literally meant old wife.
Deborah
Thank you for
Finesse.
defending
Yeah.
me. Well, wasn't she much older than him? Wasn't that the
She-
whole
yeah,
thing?
she
She was
was.
like much
Yeah.
older than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she always wore like feathers. I loved her.
She was like very successful before him.
Yeah.
So originally it was like she was like this huge success and he was like kind of nothing.
This little
Then
toy boy.
Yeah, and then he ended up like coming up and like obviously being a huge export of Australia. And then I love Sutton Foster though.
I do too.
Thoroughly Modern Millie is one of my favourite musicals of all time. Yeah.
We just
It is
saw
pretty
her.
racist, but like
No, you gotta fast forward through those parts.
watch
Yeah.
don't watch
Just listen to the soundtrack and
my
then you don't have to
God,
watch. But
yeah.
we just saw her in Once Upon a Mattress.
And
Unbelievable.
it's amazing. Like some people, you're like, I feel like I'm watching.
You just can't take your eyes off her.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's magnetized.
You can feel you're watching like an icon.
Yeah.
Have you watched Younger? Like the show where she's like works in publishing?
With Debbie Mazar.
Oh my God, who
Is
I
that
would
the show with who was supposed to be my wife?
What?
What?
Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be your wife?
Well, I just grew up assuming I would.
Oh, sure.
at one point that would happen.
That makes sense.
And then I
Yeah.
saw her Architectural Digest video and I was like, this would be my house.
Oh, that could have been your, those could have been your ticket.
So, yeah, they were the chickens. I was like, that could be my
Don't you hate it with sliding doors moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly. We're all Gwyneth Paltrow. Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah, I think that he will always be a bit of a staple.
Yeah.
He like I think he lost a little bit of stock for a while there because the like Bondi thing. Like, because all the celebrities moved to this, like, really...
Byron,
Yes. Oh, my God, sorry.
he ruined the whole town's economy.
Yeah.
Wait, Bondi, like Bondi Beach, the reality
yeah.
show?
Like, Bondi Rescue?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I said the wrong place. Yeah.
I love that show.
So funny because you said the wrong place and then she said the wrong show.
Yeah.
So it was like...
I'm really feeling the vibe.
So the Hemsworth moved to this, like, small little coastal beach town, and then everyone was like, oh, that's the cool place to be, and they all moved there.
And
And the
so-
house prices went crazy, and all the locals had to move away.
They couldn't afford to live there anymore.
Yeah, and all
But
the
is that
celebs
their
during...
fault or everyone
And
else's?
that's the Hemsworth effect of
Kendall's
this
pro
town.
money.
gentrification, so
No,
just keep that in mind.
What are you doing on today's episode? You're trying to get us all. We're gonna have to move in together.
Yeah.
We're all gonna run out of money because of this one. Canceling.
Sorry. Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, hot.
Yeah.
We love her here.
Yeah.
Oh, we
nah.
love her.
And Keith Urban.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like huge.
Although I
She's
feel
not
like
a-
Nicole Kidman does the same. You've got a cardigan, you can do
I
the
don't
move.
have the...
Every single show, you're like, oh, and
She does this.
Nicole Kidman in this show will have a cardigan and go,
Yeah.
And how
she's
many-
just like
really
a
does.
rich
How
older
many
woman
shows
all
have
the
you
time.
done?
So true.
And
How many shows have you done?
well,
wondering.
I've got more range than the cardigan move.
How dare you come for Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman has been in every single show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get very anytime I go to the movies, she's
perfect.
every movie she's in. And you go to she's in these random TV shows that I'm like, do you have something going on? It feels like she's not allowed to go home or
She
something.
loves acting, and that's what I love about her. Did you guys watch Baby Girl?
What's Baby Girl? No.
Baby Girl, the movie with her and Harris Dickinson?
No, movies take a few years to get to Australia. So
Oh
we have
my
seen The Perfect
God.
Couple though, and we hate the intro of
the
Dance
perfect
Thing.
couple.
That was a show she did with...
Yes.
Leave
Schreiber.
Yes.
on Nantucket.
That was
Yeah.
pretty
Mystery.
hot.
I thought that show was good.
Yeah.
But you guys got to watch Baby Girl. It's really horny. It's like she's an older woman who's like an executive. And
I've
Harris
heard
Dickinson-
about this.
Zac Efron?
Oh, no.
Oh, I
That's-
wish.
That's a different like Netflix movie.
But that's a movie,
I would
right?
see that.
She's like Joey King's in it.
She's-
who you like.
Yes, Munchausen.
I love every
Munchausen.
Yeah.
Watch the ad. on Hulu.
We've got a 16-hour flight tonight back to Australia. Line up the
Yeah.
it's on
You guys
Qantas,
have-
the Australian Airlines. Surely there's a Nicole
Surely
Kidman
there's-
playlist.
Yeah.
Please try to watch Baby Girl. It is
Okay.
so horny. And
Oh, I can't watch
straight.
horny on a plane though.
Really?
because-
Why?
Oh, because
Because
how
I'm
are you
on a
going to
plane.
jerk off?
Yeah, and you can go to jail, I'm pretty sure.
No, you cannot go to jail for watching a movie with a
No,
sex
it's the
scene.
You
bit
could
that
if
Tony
you
said.
jerked off.
Yeah.
If you jerked off, but
Yeah.
that's not what you're talking about.
That's
Can
what
we
I
talk
said.
about?
I've not watched horny movies
Have
in
you
public.
ever jerked off on a plane?
Have you ever jerked off?
Have you
Period.
ever jerked off on
Yes,
a plane?
I have.
Yeah.
In the bathroom.
What's wrong with you?
What? It's a long flight.
Tony, would you like to ask our new friends, Jordan and
Best friends.
yeah, best friend Jordan again, what you asked on Patreon the other day?
Oh, have you ever started jerking off and then just like gotten bored and been like, ugh? But then you feel so bad about yourself because you're like, oh my God, if I don't even want to jerk myself off, then who will?
Sometimes I have stopped because and this is sad in a different way. It's like I'm so out of shape
That you
I'll
get like,
start. I'm like,
"Oh, my
I'm
arm
so
can't
out of
reach."
breath
Yeah.
that I need to stop because I feel sick. And then I'm like, or my legs have been clenching too long and my muscles simply don't exist.
Sorry, I'm trying to imagine the position that you're in because how are you out of breath
Have
and
you
what
seen
are
someone
your
do a
legs?
backbend? Like that.
So we have a rule in our office that when some,
What's the masturbation rule of your office?
Yeah.
no, actually that does sound bad.
There should be a masturbation rule in our office.
studio's on like the first floor, and we've got a rule: you're not allowed to speak to someone for 2 minutes after they've walked up the stairs because they'll be
Because they've
fast.
just masturbated.
You can be a sex offender for anything. I'm not saying
Stop
it's
saying that.
No, but you can, like, if you are seen nude, if you streaked in public, sex offender.
I told you this.
Okay, and I'm relaying the information.
Thank you.
I didn't go to college. You were my college.
I know, I love you.
But also,
What
who
did you
was
go
that
to
guy?
college for?
What did I go to
For
college
this?
for? Streaking.
Streaking. Yeah.
Nudity.
Got in big
Going to
trouble.
jail. I need to know because I have an Australian nemesis.
Ooh.
I hate more than anyone Kate Blanchett.
So fair. What's her accent doing?
Where's she at?
Do you know what I mean? She needs to sort that fuck
You think
out.
it's not
I
real?
love that.
I just think it's like, she sounds like AI.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ocean's 8?
Yeah.
Random.
100%.
Why does James
going.
Corden turn up and fucking...
That movie could have ended like 4 times. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you're watching it,
The
and you're
first
like,
time
that's
being
the end.
at the
You're like,
start.
whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So what have they personally done to you?
Yeah, what's
that-
Kate done to you? Is it
Yeah.
because her name is spelled with a C?
Because that's
I get
not
it.
correct.
Doesn't help. I think she's a villain. First of all, her son is named after Roman Polanski. You guys know that?
Shit.
No, I didn't know
did
that.
not
That's
know
a
Her
real
son is
choice.
named after Roman
Wow.
Polanski, who she loves.
Let's hope that he doesn't take after Roman.
Let's hope
Yeah.
he doesn't have Google.
Yeah.
Like when he gets a bit
Like,
older.
my namesake. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Mum used to
Google
work with
that.
this cool guy. He was super friendly to a lot of
Mum's
people.
friend. Yeah. There's all
Also-
these pictures of them at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I think they are allegedly. All this off record and allegedly and whatever. And don't sue me, Kate Blanchett. But also apparently she's like a big Woody Allen supporter. She like kept doing his movies and whatever. And then she's also like very loud about how there's a whole debate, at least here in America, of like. What in the world could you be laughing at?
It's so funny. Like I just laughing because it's like it's probably the same in Australia, but maybe it's not.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how big their queer film industry is.
I don't know.
It's thriving.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, then everywhere. Then in all places. There's this
Well,
big
it might
thing-
not be all places.
Yeah.
Don't speak.
I'm gonna go. Well, there's just this thing of like, should queer actors
Play.
or should straight actors be able to play queer? Should
Yeah.
cis actors be able to play trans?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things you could talk about with that. But what I think is very interesting is Kate Blanchett is a very loud and vocal proponent of the fact that cis actors and straight actors should be allowed to play gay characters and transgender characters, which is almost exclusively what she's done her entire career. But you never hear her advocate that straight roles can also go to transgender people. Transgender people don't
Sure.
just have to play transgender people. Transgender people can be actors full of life just like any other actor. Gay people can play straight people, whatever. She never ever advocates in the other way. She only advocates in the way that is beneficial to her.
Yeah.
And I think that's nasty. She also, I think, is like a big queer baiter. She did a lot of weird stuff on the Carol press tour. She loves to act like she's gay, but she's not.
I
She's
love
like
how
a
much you
whole-
hate her.
I
Yeah.
really hate her.
It's really-
a lot.
Wow.
I hate her.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think we all know that I'm not going to be famous enough to be in a movie with her. So we like,
If you are,
you know what I mean? I'll talk to her about it.
What
Fuck.
would you do if you got a call?
Hey,
they
thanks for
wanted
clarifying
you.
that, bro. Because fuck, I was getting worried over
Yeah,
you.
I know. You were scared.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm
What
not
would
going
you
to
do?
be
You
that
get a
famous.
call. You're supposed to co-star alongside Kate Blanchett.
Okay, I don't care. I've worked with a lot of people I don't like.
All right.
It's happening now.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, and I would be happy to have a conversation. I would love for her to come on the pod. I would love for her to
Sounds like
come on the pod.
It's like the
Well-
Daily Show.
Is
Yeah.
that we're gonna have to sit
It's
down?
Australian week here on Happy Wife Happy Life. Bring her in.
Bring her in. Yeah, okay, I hate her. Okay, good. We're all on the same page about her. We all hate her. Thank God. Let's get back to things from our fans.
But you said on that question, you said you think Australians are meaner. You think Americans are nice?
Oh, I don't think I said that.
No,
Oh.
not all, but general energy.
But we've got a real bond because, like, we come here and do a meet and greet, and everyone's really nice
Yeah.
to us. So that I don't feel like we've got the true
And they
experience.
hear the accent and they go, "Oh, bloody hell," you
Yeah.
know. And there's like an easy like
Yeah,
conversation.
I think
to be
Australians are
had.
nice.
I don't like tipping.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand
We
it.
don't tip in Australia, and
'Cause that's
Charles
not a
and Tony
thing.
don't tip here either. So
No, I just
True.
Yeah.
no,
Tony,
no,
Charles.
no. I think
You
For
should
the
be tipping
first
every
time,
day.
we're about to head home after a 2-week trip.
no.
Charles.
We've been here for 1 week. No, I just don't really like because it's so far for us. Like because everyone gets paid well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we don't have that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
sad.
Well, this is my thing. I always think it's funny when tourists are like, I don't believe in tipping. I'm like, well, it's not about not believing in it. We do it here, so you need to do it.
Yeah.
Charles is
Charles?
laughing because it's him. Charles,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. It is like, I'm just like, it just is a thing. Like, you learn about other countries when you go to them, and you have to tip. And then
So
people
true. I think that is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I've never really thought about it like that. I think the hard thing for me is that, like, I just wish that people got paid. And I know that wishing it doesn't make it
Imagine
true.
how we feel.
Yeah.
No, totally, right? Like, and you just wish that was true.
Sure.
That's not going to change anything.
Okay, this person wants to know what are the perceived differences in things that you look for in a partner in the USA versus Australia? For example, prioritizing things like someone who makes me laugh or I want someone who's rich are very popular in America. Do you feel like it's similar in Australia?
Ooh.
Or do you think there's like a totally different value, moral system that you're looking for?
I reckon that in like my circle, as the echo chamber of my own circle, I'd say that like politically you would want to be aligned with whoever you were.
Yeah.
Like I would say that you would end up with someone who was like
Pretty similar
like
thoughts
similar.
and vibes.
Yeah. Don't you reckon?
I think so. Well, there's... Yeah, although when you, from the outsider, you look at America and it seems very like, are you left or right? Whereas in Australia, it's probably not as predominant. I don't know. I feel like, I just
Someone's
watch too
funny
many
and laid
TikTok.
back.
Yeah, I was going to say with TikTok, it seems like everyone wants the like finance guy, blah. But it's like, oh, how'd you go when you got along with them? Oh yeah, they're really laid back, they're chill. Oh, they're laid back,
Super
they're
down
chill.
to earth.
Yeah, down to earth, calm, funny, chill. Like they're the kind of words, and even like what their job is and how much they earn would be like not the first couple of things you would ask or even care about. Like even if a friend of mine went on a date, you wouldn't be like, how much do they earn? Are they rich?
So true.
You'd just be like, what are they like? Oh, they're pretty chill. Fuck yeah. Like,
Yeah.
And I think because especially all Americans, but I think everybody just assumes that all Australians are laid back surfers.
and
Like
we are.
And we
Clearly.
are.
Well,
as
you
can
did
tell.
say the main thing you're looking for, it sounds like, is somebody who's chill.
Yeah. And I think that like as Australians, we have that like, the assumption is that we are all just like so chilled out. And, like,
Are you chill?
No,
No.
Neither one of you
I mean,
are chill.
I'm not.
I wasn't. No, Tony's very chill.
No, I'm not. But that's actually fine. Like I'm so fine with that.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not chill.
Yeah. No, you're very
But I'm
chill,
good. I have other valuable
Yeah, you're very
qualities.
talented. Very
Well, when I've listened to Australians talk, I feel like they are very like, it's whatever. It's, there's like common things. Do you feel like that has a hard
in
place
a group of
dating?
people, there's always the it's chill, whatever. And then there's the person that has to get to the airport 3 hours before the flight.
Yeah.
And so for some reason, though, the chill people and the Tonys
attract. All up
work
to-
together or get married and stuff. And so everyone's happy and not arguing
Right.
ever. So that's
No, that's
fine.
the same as America.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty
Yeah.
universal
Yeah,
situation.
that's like us.
Yeah.
Jordan's freaking out all the time, and I have no idea what's going on. And I feel great.
Yeah, see, it's not nice when they say it, is it?
So rude.
Yeah, I know.
You're so rude. And Kendahl, you'd be dead without me. I don't want to hear it.
And I know, but I would be happy.
But you'd be free.
I'd be free. But I'd be free.
Did you have
Finally
braces?
me? Yeah, why?
Oh, you just have such nice teeth.
Thank you. Almost all the ones you're seeing are fake.
Oh my God.
They're veneers.
Did you just say that, Tony, because we've been bullying Jordan this whole time and you feel like we need to make
No,
up
because
for it a
every
little
time
bit?
you laugh, I like, oh my God, such a pretty smile. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, they're like all perfectly even.
Yeah.
Both of you actually have.
Yeah, thank you.
great
I had
shape
braces
teeth.
for a long time, too.
Yeah. See, I just assume that people in America wouldn't have braces because it's so expensive.
I would say almost everyone here has braces is what it feels like. I feel
Really?
like almost everyone I knew, and I moved around a lot. So I lived in a lot of different places. And I feel like most people get some kind of brace, relatively speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of brace.
Some kind of brace.
brace.
Oral
Arm
bracing done, I would assume. Okay. Do you guys have pickup lines that are popular in Australia?
Tony is about to share with you what her partner said the first time they met.
He said, have you ever come so hard you shit yourself? And I went, no. And then he goes, you want to?
I'm sorry.
He's really tall.
I have 800 questions.
Yeah. Lay them on me. I have nowhere
he's
to
tall.
be.
It's fine.
On an app or in person?
No, in person. We met at university.
Yeah, they went to college together.
In class?
Yeah.
He was talking like that in
In
class?
class. I was actually the year above him. So
Cougar.
it was, yeah.
Did he
was
do
during
it?
the break.
Are you covered in shit right now?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
Also not a thing I really would think to be like striving for. Like I wouldn't be like, well, I've orgasmed, but not enough to shit
Not to
myself.
defecate.
Yeah.
That's what someone who hasn't come so hard they've shit themselves
Yeah,
would
what
say.
are you guys doing?
What is
Yeah.
Hey,
wrong
don't flirt with her
you?
like that.
What is wrong with you? I hate you.
Oh,
Sorry,
that
don't
girl
send
in
me.
Chicago told us the Australian kiss.
Oh,
Have you heard of the? I actually can't look you in the eye when I say it.
Come on.
look her dead in the eye.
Come on. What is it?
I feel like we should leave.
If you guys kiss, I'm gonna kiss her. So
An Australian kiss is like a French kiss, but down under.
oh, oral.
Don't look disgusting.
Kendahl,
No, I
oral.
don't.
No, you don't
Kendahl,
get it.
oral sex. Kendahl, oral.
Just.
But
vagina.
like, because Australia is like down under.
A mouth and a vagina.
Oh!
She's very pretty.
Wow. It doesn't seem like you do. So
Ryan's going to say the D slur. He's
deserves it. She
getting
deserves
close.
it.
I've got a
really
16-hour flight tonight. I'm just going to think about that the whole time.
Yeah, you
I think
did
I was
not.
just picturing like mouths moving, and then so I was picturing genitals just.
But I think it's like a
that-
French kiss with the tongue on the
Right.
puss.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Down
I got
under.
that.
It
Down
does-
under. That's an Australian kiss.
So that sounds like it implies that instead of kissing on the mouth, you guys just do oral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're an oral heavy country.
How did you guys meet?
How often did you?
How often do we do oral? How do we meet?
Yeah.
We are.
Tony's decided we are moving on. And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
I'm about to ask what the
wholeheartedly.
pickup line
We're
was.
Yeah.
sisters.
We're sisters. Famously, all lesbians are
Adopted.
sisters. Yeah. We are both comedians, and we both lived in New York for a long time. And then during the pandemic, I had a TikTok that went viral.
Hot.
Thank you. It is embarrassing to say,
Why
but
are
it
you
is the
being
truth.
so nasty?
Because it
always
makes me
that. She's
sound
showing
like I'm
off.
looking for a cash grab.
You're a star fucker, is what you
She
are.
really
Yeah.
is. She
Yeah.
really
Did
is.
you just
And
look
I-
at? Did you just look at my genitals?
That actually.
Check the tape.
That definitely was. That
Check the
was
tape.
it.
Check the tape. I said that, and then you just looked straight at my dick.
You went.
The pandemic was a wild time, but it wasn't that wild. So how we
I'm
met is
uncomfortable.
Jordan
Why
had a
did you
TikTok
look
that
at
went
his
viral.
I didn't mean to.
Check the tape. Check the tape.
She's actually never seen one.
I've never seen one. I was curious.
Well, Tony saw one in the Tony saw one in the pool yesterday, and I said, "Watch me do a handstand."
And then I said, "Are you wearing underwear under your board shorts?" And he said, "No." And I saw his full ball sack.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, we're having fun.
I won't look at you at all. The rest, because clearly my eye, I don't have my glasses on.
Look, she's anxious.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't.
You're
I
lashing
just
out.
felt our guest.
Oh, I'm so chill.
So hang on, you've seen this viral star and thought, I want to
yeah.
slice
Her-
it
Her,
with
her
you.
get into
friend
that.
sent it to her and
Yep.
was like, "Oh, that's so crazy. Jordan's going viral." And Kendahl was like, "I don't know who this is." And she was like, "Oh, Jordan like is a comedian out here, and I think I maybe was like your friend's improv teacher or something." And very cool.
In the teacher.
And so then Kendahl started following me and then DMing me nonstop.
Addicted.
What was the opening line? Was there a line?
Oh,
in
just
particular?
emojis.
Emoji
Anytime I would
forward.
post anything, she would send the heart eyes emoji. So it'd be like a sandwich I made, and she'd be like, heart eyes.
That is so lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like zero effort.
And it's been like that ever since.
yeah. You knew what you're getting into,
I
Jordan.
know.
And
Yeah.
Here we are.
I was trying to be, chill. You guys understand Australia.
I get it.
I was trying to be chill, and then I said, go on a date with me, and
Yeah,
then
she
you
was like,
said
let's do
no.
a date.
told her.
Yeah.
Go on a date with me. No, would you like to go out with me?
I think it was.
You said, let's do a Zoom date. And I said, okay. And then you said, but before we go on a
COVID
Zoom
conscious.
date, I do want you to know. Well, you were in New York and I was in LA.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want you to know that I'm a couple years younger than you and I live in New York. And I said, I am not interested. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh.
And then Kendahl was like, no. You will really like me.
Aw.
So let's just
That's
do one
so
Zoom date.
hot,
That's hot.
actually.
That's
And
hot girl
then-
behavior.
Not. And then I was like, okay, how old are you? And then she was only a couple years younger than me. And then she was like, and I'm like, my parents live in California. I'm moving back to California soon.
I'll
like
move in
whatever.
with you. Don't.
Yeah.
I need a place to stay.
Yeah.
I was like, please.
So I was like, okay, so we did our Zoom date and we had a great time. Except Kendahl did make herself a bowl of pasta and then didn't eat it the whole 6-hour date. She just held it the whole
I was
time.
really nervous. It was really scary.
Eating pasta in front of someone you just met, though,
Yeah.
is not what you want to be doing.
No.
She just held the bowl of pasta.
6 hours, you must have really got along. You don't just have a 6-hour Zoom date with someone and then go huh?
Yes. I mean, I would say long dates are a very cultural lesbian thing.
Because then you move in together.
Because then you move in together immediately.
Right.
And it takes a while at the animal shelter to get a cat. So the dates have to be very long. But yes, we did. Kendahl was right. I did like her very much. And I always say this because I think people are surprised by it. I think Kendahl and I present, especially comedically, to have different energies. But Kendahl and I are very, very similar and very compatible.
You love her.
No.
That's not what she said.
I need her.
Listen to women when they speak.
I don't love her. I need her at this point.
That's really sweet.
How did you guys meet? You're dating. Just
We worked at the same radio station, and Tony said, "Nice to meet you. I've got a pimple on my vagina, and I'm having a bad day."
how do people?
And how quickly were you fired after that?
No, I was like, okay.
I was like, yeah, and then we were both in the back of a Volkswagen Golf and it popped.
That's right.
Wait, a what? A Volkswagen?
And it popped.
Volkswagen Golf, like a little
A car.
hatchback.
Oh,
But then the pimple popped, and I was sitting next to Tony, and
Yeah, because I'd sat down and I was like, ooh.
you know that thing I told you earlier? It just popped, and I was like, the day we met, and I was like, we will be friends.
wow.
Yeah.
That after the coming into your shit story,
Yeah.
making me think greetings are very different in Australia.
That's funny.
It's not supposed to be. I just have noticed
Oh,
that.
sorry for
She's
thinking of
fired.
fire.
Naturally funny, but I just those are two really crazy ways to first say
Maybe,
to
but
someone.
though, as the common denominator, maybe it's just me.
I do feel like I could tell you anything.
Okay, people want to know if these things are, and we'll do these rapid fire, are these just American or are they also Australian
Okay.
dating things? Having your dating profile with a 90-mile radius.
Is that far?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Charles, would you do close or far? Close.
Close.
No,
yeah, we
you
know
would.
that
You
for
gotta get there
Carl.
quick. You got about 5
room
minutes.
right now.
His radius is the McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah.
I think I'd do close if it were me.
Okay.
I don't like admin. Do
I
you know what I mean? Like, I literally, like, fuel is expensive.
I'd go as wide as possible because
Yeah,
it's like,
you would.
put that tongue back in your mouth, young lady.
I can't.
No,
handle
because
it.
it's like it's just a numbers game. You got to have as many. Like, what if you're the one?
It's a numbers game.
No, but like,
oh my
if only
God.
1 in 100 will say yes, then you need to like open the doors and
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And what
Absolutely.
if the love of your life, the number like lived 89 miles away? You would never know.
Oh,
True. Okay, promposals.
Oh, no, that's not a thing in
No.
Australia.
Not a thing.
And even the prom in itself is more of a party. You don't like take a date.
Oh, okay.
It's not as strict.
I think, I don't think that your school was different.
I went to an art school, so I always go, in Australia and Tony goes,
That's, yeah, like your experience does not define all of them. It's called a ball.
we had that.
Yeah, so
ball.
but you don't call it a prom, like it's called a ball.
But a
yeah, it is.
promposal.
But you wouldn't do it. Yeah, you would just.
That
go,
makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I see the videos on TikTok, I'm like, wow, you're a lot more popular than I was.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Texting for a long time before meeting up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You guys do
That's
that too?
global. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that. Kissing with or without tongue. People want to know, what are you doing?
Not an Australian kiss.
What's
A
that?
French kiss.
What's that?
What is an Australian kiss?
I'm kissing with or without tongue. This is a great question.
Like generally, like what's considered like more normal?
I think that like when you would meet someone and you would like make out at a party or whatever, definitely with tongue.
Yep.
But I feel like as I've gotten older, there's less making out, which I think is a huge shame. Making out is so fun.
I
Do you
agree.
remember when you were like a teenager and you would just like make out for hours?
What did I say to you the other day, Jordan? I said, we gotta just be like sitting down and making out.
Yeah.
more.
She did
I
just
mean,
say
don't
this.
anymore.
grab one tit and make out with
Yeah.
Or like, we
Why
don't
aren't
do
we
that.
doing that?
Because it escalates so fast. Kendall's like, why aren't we making out? And I'm like, we start making out, and 1 second later, she's like fully nude and in the shower. I'm like, okay, well, this
Nothing
is why
wrong
we're
with
not
that.
making out. Nothing wrong with that.
Make
Nothing
out
wrong
with me
that.
in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's escalating. We're doing other stuff.
It's so fair because I just love getting fingered.
Yeah.
So literally, as soon
Whoa.
as we start kissing, I'm like,
Wow,
nice.
really?
That's
Yeah.
So-
really lesbian.
Thanks.
But Tony loves making out. She loves getting fingered. She loves getting railed, but she thinks hand jobs are for children.
Oh,
True. Do it yourself.
I'm not going to jerk someone off.
Get a job.
Thank you.
No way, dude.
Just because you want a hand job, you loser.
grow up.
Always.
What's wrong with you? Stick your dick in a vacuum cleaner. Okay.
Do you have a fleshlight?
No.
Do you think you should get one?
Why?
Oh, I'm just asking.
Oh, sorry.
sex toys are
Sorry,
all
John. We're trying to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
John's like, I've got a recommendation
Yeah.
for a fleshlight. So
There's a lot of studios here in Burbank. I'm sure there's some around in somewhere.
Yeah. Is purity culture a thing? Like,
No.
No.
Okay, are there no like religious groups that really practice purity culture in Australia?
Not the way that like the abstinence club is a thing on American TV shows.
Interesting.
Nah, it's not really a thing. They give you condoms like in year 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes I'm like jealous though of like when I would see those really religious people at my school, because I think if I'm thinking about it like foreplay, I'm like, there really could not be something hotter than like dating someone for like 4 years.
And knowing that
Oh,
you couldn't
like,
fuck.
They're edging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're dry humping
so
or something.
horny.
Hot.
So
yeah.
when
But
I
it's
went to
scary.
school in Missouri, there are a few
Yeah.
like that kind of energy, and this isn't to shame her, but this girl like sucked a lot of dicks.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Good for her.
Yeah.
It sounds
love her.
awesome.
Yeah, but it was like this would suck a lot of dicks, but like, oh, we should have sex. She's like, oh no, I'm not like one of those
Yeah.
girls, and I'm like,
It's very bizarre.
for me, you've done one, you've done the other. It's all
Well,
like,
that's like, I went to Catholic school for
Yeah.
many years. I'm not Catholic, but I did go to Catholic school for many years. And a lot of them are like that with anal. You can't have vaginal sex because that's against the Lord. So you do anal because that's different.
Do you know what so
hang on, I'm gonna need a moment.
What do you
just
guys think about that?
No. I like get it, but
Because it's not penetrating the Lord's holy womb. So you're not.
I've
losing
never
your
heard
virginity.
the Lord's holy wound before.
That's what I call it.
she said womb, not wound.
The Lord's holy wound is that sounds like something that would be in the Bible.
I haven't heard that before, but I dare say I'll be saying that. That saying will be my personality for the next
And
few
there
weeks.
you go.
Yeah.
And there you go. Wow. Ultimately, I loved this. This was perfect. I
could
wish
do
we
this for
could
8
film
more
9
hours.
more episodes, and I wish our podcast was just the 4 of us.
Yep.
do you want to switch it?
Yeah. Do you guys want to?
Do you wanna
wait,
change?
Swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has just made me be like, and sorry if this is presumptuous, but I'm like, we have got to go to Australia. Stay with
Seriously,
you,
though?
film a podcast
Come on
episode,
down. Yeah.
and just do everything together.
Yeah.
Meet your wife and child.
Yeah.
Meet your fiance.
Whenever Jordan, it's so sweet because I would love that, but my fear, I always just immediately picture you guys closing the door into the parking lot, being like, "Good fucking
That
Lord,
was
that was
Can I
miserable.
say something, right? So Ryan and I, this is actually a thing like in our life, friendship, relationship, best friendship, podcast, business, everything. We don't do pranks and
Love
we
that.
don't do empty offers.
Love that.
So we
You
like
offer?
so like as an anxious being me, I'm like, oh, we're just trying to be polite or whatever. He's like, hey, you can trust that if I say something to you, it's because I mean it. I'm never going to bullshit you.
I don't do that.
And so we have like decided that forever, like moving forward.
I love that.
So we are not going to shut any doors and say that because I'm going to be like, let's move here.
Yeah.
I've
love
already said that.
Tony's decided to move here, but that would be awkward if we moved here and then you went to visit us because then we would.
Because we would
and we
be
don't
home.
communicate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're on my
Horrible.
ring doorbell.
Wow,
And I'm like,
talk about sliding doors.
Yeah.
Well, you guys can live with us if you move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Australia does love you guys both online with video and the podcast. So if you came over, I'm sure it would be huge and it'd be a big deal, and we'd love to have you. And we'll
I
take
would
you out.
love that
We'll
so
take you out for a
much.
good time.
You could stay at my
love.
house.
Truly, and truly, when you guys come back, you're more than welcome to stay with us. I really mean that. Once again, and I would say
Not
we also
Charles,
don't
though.
do pranks. Honestly, Charles,
Charles
I
could
have.
probably find other
He's got a place to
arrangements.
stay.
I have some gay men that I need you to meet because you're operating within the wrong community, I feel like. I think I have some
be
friends
more
that could
efficient.
really show you some good things that you would like. But yeah.
Are the good things their penises?
No,
It's the Lord's
just
holy
like,
wound.
Yeah,
The Lord's sword.
absolutely. And you get it. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching.
No, thank
and,
you.
for having
thanks
us.
for being here. Go to Patreon, go to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Where can
And
everyone find you?
Where can we find you?
Toni and Ryan on YouTube or on your favorite podcast app. Wherever you guys are, we'll be on that same app. So come on over. But I think people listening should sign up to your Patreon and get around.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Well, and congrats on your Webby.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We
Congrats.
just adore you. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here. And have a great week.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.